maybe we want to place right here just that final beautiful highlight. And you can get it so bright because we're using a lighter brush. I mean, it does details. It does these last minute things. Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing some flowers in an old jar. It should be really interesting. If you're looking forward to seeing this and you'd like to see more, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more painting videos. All right, let's get started. And before we do much of anything up here, I'm going to just place in, this is acrylic, but we're going to be painting in oil for the most part today. I'm just laying in a background. I thought I'd show you, how I do that. There's not much to it, but there's a little to it. There. So I'm just going to lay this in. Now this is from a real photo I took. I can't remember if I took this one or Sophie. We were both taking pictures, but anyway, it's probably Sophie's picture. The point is, I get sidetracked so easy. The point is, this is a real jar of flowers, which at the time, at least that I'm painting this, is downstairs and still living and doing well. So, the point that I was trying to make is I'm not going to be copying exactly the background. I was originally thinking I would, but I think that's going to be just too aggravating and too much going on, actually. What I'm going to do instead is just create this softness and then let those flowers come forward and let the flowers be part of the painting. So create a little bit of a darkness, a shadow. Even though it was originally up against a window, it still gives us some beautiful light coming through, which we can place a little of that light in with our oils if we want to. Dark corners. Dark corners. But there you go. That's my idea. So now my acrylic background is completely dried. We can place our flowers over this without it mixing. It's really nice. So I just want to point out though, this is just an art thing. You can paint oils over acrylics, but you should never paint acrylics over oils. I had to say that slowly so I made sure I didn't mess it up. Anyway, let's take some of our clear gel, which we won't be applying to the background today. We're going to do something weird. We're going to mix it in with our actual paint. Not too much, just enough. I mean, maybe like 20% clear gel, and that just helps these things to flow over the dry canvas. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. I just think it'll be too scratchy. I don't want my flowers scratchy. Actually, that's going to be really pretty. Maybe just the tiniest touch of our ochre, but look at that. It's mostly our cat yellow there, and that's so pretty. All right, now I'm going to be loose today. There's not, there's no sketch. There's not a real set plan necessarily. I've got my reference, but okay. I think we'll just start right here. My jar, my little mason jar, going to be somewhere in here, comes down somewhere in here. So my first flower, and these are not large, but my first flower is going to go, right there. There it sure is now. That's kind of pretty. See that? Just establishing some color. We can go back over it again and again and again until we get it exactly the way we want it. But for now, that's not the shadow. That's not the shadow. That's just kind of establishing some highlight. Looks pretty decent. So I'm going to start with my light first and work back into the shadows. That is the best thing you can do when it comes to this sort of thing usually, because that will cause it to be bright. You won't, sometimes it's so hard to layer your light colors over the dark colors. They just never come out as bright as you hoped they would. So this kind of steers us around that. Hope that makes sense. That's so beautiful. There's a petal. Now again, these are going to be flat as a board, but we'll pick them out with the shadows and the details. Don't go over the same. See that? See how that got kind of, you could tell there wasn't a lot of moisture in that brush. Okay, that helps. I don't want that scratchy look necessarily. Maybe right back there. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay, good. And then something there. I don't really know. It doesn't have to be perfect. There. You could apply some medium to the background, but I just don't think it's necessary. See that? I think it's working really well just applying it to the brush instead. All right, that looks good. Doesn't have to be perfect. There's a long way to go yet. We got some shadows and highlights to do, but I like that for starters. Okay, that's probably a good size. That's about right. We've got another one literally right here. And our jar, again, it's somewhere in here. So right here, I'm going to place, now this is the center of this flower. Okay, I'm following my photo very closely so far at least, just to be sure I don't mess this up. Okay, then I'm going back to my lighter yellow, got some of my medium going still, and with this I'm going to just place in some of these petals. Oh, that's pretty. I'll clean up these edges, get it in quick and then come back and clean them up if you need to. Sort of a backlit situation today, with lights coming across like this a little bit from behind, and it gives us an opportunity to allow those petals to glow, which is so pretty. All right, I think, is this one in front? I think it is. Not in the picture, but it is in our painting. There you go. All right, I'm going to let that sit and continue to paint these little guys. I'm going to do the petals first on this one. There. Then jump back to our darker yellows for the center. Now I'm going to add in some water here. Let's see if I can do this. There, on the first try. It's okay to have to go back and kind of repair things. You can even take a shop towel and kind of just wipe that off. Go right back to the dry canvas underneath. Makes it easy. Makes it forgiving, See, almost a little geometric there. I don't want it to look like square, but it actually in the photo, well, you've seen the photo, or you're looking at it right now. Anyway, yeah, the point is, I don't know. I don't even know what the point is. I don't want it to look funny. There. I don't think we need too much blue. I've got a lot of blue in that brush. I don't think we're not painting an ocean here. Maybe let's whiten that up a little. Let's do that. It's that clear gel. You want to mix a little of that in. Even now. Hopefully that doesn't hurt us when we go to highlight. We will see. I'm not putting that much in. Actually, you know what? Forget those stems because we can pull them right back over. There. Yeah, that's pretty decent. I don't know if it needs more work or not, but let's just look here. Let's get a little dark, because that's what I see. Let's get a little dark going underneath this. So now we can work on some of the shading. So the highlight is pretty much in, at least for quite a while. Let me show you my palette. I don't have a lot of colors going today because there's not a lot happening. We did a lot in acrylic as far as covering all that background. So this sort of stuff just doesn't take that many different colors, which is kind of easy. Nice. Oh, there we go. That's pretty. See that? Just push down, lift, and lift up. Nice. Wow. So you just play around with this over and over and over. You can come back and add a little highlight again, a little brighter yellow or whatever. Almost looks like it's got a brighter center. I don't know how we're going to represent that, but let's leave that alone for now. This one, I'm going to add a little of this orange, but actually a lot of it's going to be a darker tone, kind of a, what would you call that? Maybe like a, I think I'm going to add probably purple. I'll show you, but I'll probably add purple to this color is my first guess. There, don't cover everything up. Nice. All right, and you know what? With this color, while we're working kind of with the more deep yellow, let's get in here and just add a few more shading areas. Shadow areas, shading areas. Oh boy. There, good. Subtle, but you got to work with doing these subtle things, because if you don't do the subtle things, then the exciting things are not going to be so great. So after just a little bit of experimenting, I came up with a color that works. This is purple here that I mixed on the side, and then I put that up here and it was a little too different. So I said, well, let's throw some yellow in with that. And look, it came out to be a non-muddy, but just honestly a beautiful brown color. And it's brown, kind of a gray, but it feels like it belongs. I think that's because of the complementary colors, but I'm I don't go crazy about complementary colors. But I want to say today, maybe it made a difference. That's pretty though. That is just a perfect little shadow color. We can just carve out our shadows with this. It's going to look just fine. All right, that is exciting, isn't it? Oh, it's not every day when something works right. I love it. Now maybe down here. There. See that? Just bring it down. You may want to go darker, lighter, whatnot. But look, I think if we just take this, more purple here, just toss it in. Watch this. And I think we can even, oh, there it is. That's pretty. Oh, that even kind of fits with the background, doesn't it? Now, the last thing I want to do is sit here and kind of just stab it and overwork it like that. I'm going to be extremely careful to just do these in movements like that. Wipe the brush out, a little green in it. We want it to be done, very smooth. That's the way it's going to look pretty. It's not going to look pretty if you don't do it smooth. That's my thought on this probably today. Let's start right on here. Now you don't need to worry about that background though, because it's dry. That makes it easy. Mostly just following my photo, trying to make this similar. Not perfectly the same, but just something similar. Kind of some veins, just show a little of that. Oh, nice. Now, as far as this goes, we know that the light's kind of coming backlit almost, so there's a little highlight on the top, but on this side, it actually needs to go shadowy. Cool. All right, that's pretty. Maybe a little right. Yes. It's starting to look pretty decent right there. And then in the middle here, we want it to be very shadowy. I don't want to add black yet. I may add black before this whole painting is finished, but at this moment I don't want to add any black, just because I'm not sure what it's going to do. Add that center, wipe out the brush, and then blend that center out. You can do that several times, I believe, without any issue. I don't normally paint a whole lot of flowers, so sometimes I feel a little rusty, but that's okay because you kind of get back into it when you paint for a few minutes and you go, oh yeah, I kind of remember what I'm doing. Somewhat. There. That's pretty. Now, just looking back at my photo again, I see we need to go a little more yellow, maybe even a little of this yellow ochre, just to bring it forward from that leaf. There. And the main goal, of course, as I've been saying, is just don't overwork. For now, I think we should leave it. I don't know what this ring of yellow is, but I do see it. Let me put it in. If we don't like it, we can take it out. I don't quite know what that's supposed to be. Maybe like a little light shining on in the middle of the flower, maybe? I'm not sure. All right, let's leave that alone before we get in and overwork it. It's kind of pretty though. All right, I like that. I'm happy. Let's keep on moving. A little more yellow on that one. Good. Now watch this, back to our purpley yellowy color. And I'm going to carve out the bottom of this flower and then drag down for the shadow. Now I have a liner brush of all things out, but hey, it works, Let me show you my color. See, I'm putting on these final touches to the flowers, and it wouldn't be final touches without the liner brush, right? Oh, well, this just helps create these little like silver lining areas that I think really help to pop these flowers out from the background. You'll see it made a tremendous difference, and it made this area make sense right here on this one by kind of coming around it and highlighting just the outside edge so you can really see where that flower, is just being hit from the side, and it works. Oh, it works. Maybe a little bit less over here, but some. Just there, see that? You can really see where that light's coming. And now it makes sense for that kind of the interior to be shaded like that. Maybe we want to place right here just that final beautiful highlight. And you can get it so bright because we're using a lighter brush. I mean, it does details. It does these last minute things. Just like you would put on a tree branch. Same idea. Now don't get it too gloppy or thick, but definitely, actually I need to thin that paint down a little, but definitely just add these, kind of here and there. They don't need to be crazy. Don't get it so thin as you normally would because it'll probably run. There is no wet background. This is all a dry background, so it'll probably not work out real well. So it's not quite as thin as sometimes. There, that's pretty good. Maybe just a little highlight in there. I don't know. But see, to me, this just makes all the difference. Just really, this is what's going to make this painting stand out. Plus, we never use liner brush when we flower paint. I think we should. Nice. Ooh, that's kind of thick. I was looking around for the tip of the brush and I couldn't find it. There. Oh yeah. I guess this would be considered an accent highlight, wouldn't you say? Now I'm going to very quickly just grab, I don't know, just a little blue and white. Maybe, let's get a little more pure blue going here. Not a whole lot, but just enough. All right, let's hope we don't mix too much. There's still mostly just dry acrylic here. I'm going to put the final touches on our little mason jar here. Do just a few hits of this pure light. You'll see that I actually, I put the stems back in, purposely intersecting some of these flowers we didn't pay much attention to. Pushes them back, creates a lot of depth, and I just think it makes it look a whole lot better. Let me see down here. I kind of like this nondescript. Maybe I will just chisel it out a little. I don't know. I do love it being not descript because then it makes you look at the flowers, you know, instead of looking here at the jar. The jar isn't the point. Literally, it was the only thing I could find to put them in. So there you go. If you're wondering, by the way, these come from my yard. I don't know if, I wouldn't call them, I don't know if they're wild or not, but they're everywhere and they come up every year. It's really cool. I guess maybe they were planted originally, but I think a very long time ago. There. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. See that? Just that shimmer of light. And then what we can do, it's taken a long time, but I can set my hand down. I keep forgetting that's dry. That acrylic background we did there. But just bring out. This is just basically pure white. Maybe a little yellow in there just to reflect from all the beautiful flowers. But just hit a couple of spots of light. Honestly, just using my photo as a reference. I'm just touching in the light where it's supposed to go. And hoping it all turns out. Easier actually just to touch it than it is to try to like paint circles, you know, just hit it and come off and then go back in. Little darker light. That's what it is, darker light. For a little reflection in the glass right there, good. And then a little reflection in the glass right there. Good. All right, well, I think we're done. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Don't forget to check out our website, DVDs, and brush line. Thanks for watching.